हे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर दासे करुणा करी हे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर दासे करुणा करी पाद छाया सदय माया मार चरण गोरी छाया वेग जय गुण देवता छाया सता हमारे के संगेरो एकाकी हमारा नहीं पाया वाला तुम्हें कृपा कोरी कृष्णा से तुम्हारा पारो আমি তো কাঙ্গালা কৃষ্ণা বলি ভাই দাও বাজে পাশে হে বৈষ্ণব Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna I'll just Gopinath Tantro, if you can read the translation, please.
O venerable Vaishnava, O ocean of mercy, be merciful unto your servant. Give me the shade of your lotus feet and purify me. I hold on to your lotus feet. Teach me to control my six passions, rectify my six faults, bestow upon me the six qualities, and offer unto me the six kinds of holy association. I do not find the strength to carry on alone the Sankirtana of the holy name of Hari. Please bless me by giving me just one drop of faith with which to obtain the great treasure of the holy name of Krishna. Krishna is yours. You have the power to give him to me. I am simply your servant running behind you shouting, Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Gopinath Prabhu. So I believe we have already with us our honorable speakers, His Grace Brother Chandra Prabhu and Pranavanand Prabhu. Okay, thank you very much. So let's welcome both of them by loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Rama, Hare Hare.
I've been requested to welcome and briefly introduce this to our humble small family, disciples and followers of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So, like, we are really, really privileged, honored to have these two humble, sincere, dedicated servants of Guru Maharaj. It is mentioned, especially in Srimad Bhagavatam, that Mahadwaram Ahus Bhimukte. So, definitely, who are serving Mahat, they are on the way back to Godhead. So, we are very, very fortunate to have the association of the
I
devotees.
don't know if I lost the thing. Others are able to hear. I could not hear anyways, so it's okay.
Hare Krishna. Is it better, bro? You can hear now?
I can hear you now, so I did not hear what you said the last few seconds.
Okay, bro. So yes, like we're just quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam that it is mentioned by Rishabh, the Mahadwaram Ahus Vimukta is like how those who are serving Mahats, they are on the way back to Godhead. So we are very fortunate to have the association of the devotees who are going back to Godhead. So our hope and prayer that by associating with them, by hearing from them, we'll also develop some qualities to please our Guru Maharaj. Just to speak a little bit of Brachandra Prabhuji. So he has done his graduation in chemical engineering from IIT. And then inspired by Gopinath Chandra Prabhu, he joined the Radha Gopinath Ashram in 2003. And we can really understand the mood of Prabhuji, how he has understood the mood of Guru Maharaj. Because he has been sincerely and consistently serving Guru Maharaj for now around 14 years. Right? Like 14 years he has been serving Guru Maharaj, and he has been in the care committee of our Radha Gopinath Mandir. He has been the member of Vrindavan Forest Committee of Golden Eco Village, and he is serving in many, many more capacities, like inspiring and encouraging with his wonderful, humble, sincere, kathas and so on. And so we are very fortunate to have him with us, and also we are very happy and delighted to have with us Pranavanand Prabhuji. He's really born in a Sri Vaishnava family in Hyderabad, and he did his BTech in computer science from SRM Chennai, and then he was a counselor. He is the counselor of Radhashyam Prabhu, and now he has been serving and Guru Maharaj, especially assisting Chandra Prabhu in various services, and especially in the cooking seva. And also now he's serving Gaurang Prabhuji. and Damodar Prabhu in Govardhani Prabhu's region. And especially, we are very, very grateful to both of them by recently starting this series called Madhuram Madhure Dhyopi, or like the nectar, right? Where they are giving us the opportunity to hear about Guru Maharaj's mood, qualities, pastimes, and instructions, from the disciples and from the followers all over the world. So we are really, really grateful to them, so that we are getting an opportunity to hear about Guru Maharaj. Uh, how like sometimes we complain that okay, right, we don't hear from Maharaj, or we don't have darshan of Maharaj, or we don't associate Maharaj, but just I think by hearing from them, right, they give us an opportunity to get closer to Guru Maharaj. So we are very, very thankful once again to both of them for giving us the opportunity to spend some time with us in spite of their busy and hectic schedule. I know. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. So now hand it over to Brachandra Prabhu this time.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for allowing us to do some service to you. I'm grateful to all the devotees from Bangalore congregation, and I beg apologies to Sri Gopinath Prabhu. He has been calling me so many times. Somehow I have not been able to answer him, take his call, but he has been still persistently asking. I'm amazed, and I beg publicly apology from him for troubling him a lot. And such immense eagerness and sincerity you have, all of you have, to hear about Shri Gurudev. Thank you, Prabhus. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swamin Iti Namine. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesh Tarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrind. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you all once again for giving us this chance. We are supposed to speak in Hindi or English, Prabhu?
English is good, Prabhuji.
Okay, English is good. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So it is actually a great fortune and honor to speak about exalted personalities like Srila Gurudev. I feel myself utterly unqualified to speak, as Guru Maharaj himself many times in his classes he mentioned that a bird can fly as high as his ability is. So some birds can fly very high, so those can glorify. So we don't have that. At least I can say for myself, do not have that ability or capacity to glorify or understand. And of course, the scriptures explains that there is no difference between speaking or hearing about the Supreme Lord or his pure devotees. It is absolutely no difference, because the life of pure devotees are revolving or are surrounded around Sri Krishna only, and the spiritual masters and the parampara. So, and it is not, and when closely serving, there is always that chance that you can see through the material vision, as it is explained that one cannot, that what is that word, vijena bujai, that it's difficult to understand or fathom the activities of the great souls, because we cannot understand what is there in the heart, what is there in the consciousness of a great soul. So therefore I have always been very hesitant to speak about my personal interactions or whatever. And somehow, by the blessings of Govinda Prabhu and Gauranga Prabhu, I have been given this service of assisting Maharaj personally on behalf of them and the whole disciples. Basically, it is not me who is serving, we are serving Guru Maharaj on behalf of the whole community. It is the responsibility of the disciples to serve the physical body of the spiritual master. The spiritual master gives enlightenment, gives the spiritual knowledge by which the disciple establishes his connection, the lost connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it is the duty of the disciples to serve the Vapu, the body of the spiritual master. So, on behalf of the whole of the disciples, we just offer this service, and it is Gurudev who is very, very tolerant. He has been tolerating our services, and very grateful to my seniors for allowing me to do this service. And it's primarily those devotees who are around me, who are assisting me. They have been really doing very wonderfully, and it's because of them I just happen to be there. So that is my good fortune. Pranavanand Prabhu, you would like to start something so that we can speak something? Pranavanand
My
is another
good
person.
fortune is to serve with Chandra Prabhu in his assistance. That is my greatest fortune, to be in the guidance of Prabhuji and such a wonderful, loving, and such humble Vaishnava who has really understood the mood of Guru Maharaj. So this is my greatest fortune, to be with Prabhuji.
Oh, no. Oh, Maharaj personally told me once, you have not understood my heart. So anyways, so you want to share something, Pranavanand Prabhu, before we go ahead? I think your internet is not so good, it seems, where you are. I don't know. Okay, maybe now it may be better since you switched off the video. Haribo. Anyway, till the time Pranavanand Prabhu comes back with his good internet.
Maybe
I am not able to hear you, Pranavanand Prabhu. I don't know if it is the problem at my end, or is everyone not able to hear him?
No, Prabhuji, you are not able to hear Pranavananda Prabhu.
Okay. I thought the problem is at my end. Pranavanand Prabhu, you'll have to move it. He's in Govardhan Eco Village, so sometimes the signal goes. And Guru Maharaj has now
Hare Krishna
personally.
Prabhuji, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, but it would be nicer to see you. But if the internet bandwidth does not allow, then we are happy to hear you.
Yes, Prabhuji, the internet is a bit low now, so.
Okay. So whenever it comes up, please give your darshan also. But for now, we are happy to hear from you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
We are getting blessed darshan of Vrindavan Bihari. When your screen is off, video is off, we get the beautiful darshan of Vrindavan Bihari. GV Govardhan Village is the manifestation of Guru Maharaj's heart, his desire. And so, and Guru Maharaj has now personally instructed Pranavanand Prabhu to do the service in the kitchen there to increase the quality of prasadam there. So Prabhu has been stationed there now and has been very diligently working hard to fulfill Gurudev's desire of cooking for all the devotees and making a wonderful experience for those who come to Govardhan Eco Village. Yes, Pranavananda Prabhu.
Prabhuji, maybe you should start with some pastime in Govardhan Eco Village.
Okay, Govardhan Eco Village, as I was telling, since you reminded, understand the heart of Guru Maharaj. So I think of course, a little bit what we have seen with our material eyes, our material conceptions, is that Guru Maharaj has great love and respect for his god brothers. We have seen in his various pastimes, various activities, how he has great respect for his god brothers, for His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and other god brothers, whoever visits him in Radha Gopinath or whoever visits him in Govardhan Eco Village. I remember this is during the GBC meetings and Govardhan Eco Village. We had the shortages of room, and of course, all the very diligently, some devotees were also, of course, staying outside also. And at one time, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, that time Mira Road Temple had just opened up, and he said he wanted to spend time there more. And so he said he will be coming in the morning and going back. It's like an hour. Morning, it's 1 hour 15 minutes drive from Mira Road to Govardhan Eco Village. So he said, I do not need a room. Varanku spoke and he said, I don't need a room, and I'll be going back in the evenings anyways after the meeting. So then all the rooms were allocated, and there are like different gradations of room. One is Vrindavan, which has attached toilet bathroom, and then there is Gokul cottage, which does not have an attached toilet bathroom. It's room for one person, and those who have come must have seen it. So, but still, Varanku said at least in in case Maharaj Gopal Krishna Maharaj has to use the room for resting or lie down or something, at least we should have one room. So they had kept one Gokul room for him, and so when Maharaj came to know where is Gopal Krishna Maharaj's room, so then the devotees explained, he is not staying. So the Maharaj was very particular that he would personally see every devotee has got a nice room, and everything is arranged or organized for them. And but finally, when he came to know, he said, "No, how can we give such a senior god brother of mine? How can we give a room which doesn't have an even attached toilet bathroom?" So one to another devotee explained, "Maharaj is not going to stay." Maharaj said, "No, still we cannot do it. So immediately shift my room wherever I am staying to him, and I'll be staying in that room." So finally, Guru Maharaj moved to that room, a small room, Gokul, with that attached. We didn't have attached toilet and bathroom, and so he made sure we do that. It's amazing. Govardhan Eco Village, we have so many rooms, but every time when Guru Maharaj would come, he would ask, "Where am I staying?" We till now we did not, we still don't have. We are hopefully making some bhajan ashram for the senior disciples of Prabhupada and Maharaj, where Maharaj is going to stay. But till now we didn't have any fixed room for Guru Maharaj. So every time Maharaj would come, he would ask Anant Raghav or whoever will be there at the reception there, "Where am I staying?" And he never asked that I should stay in this room or whichever room is available, he would arrange for him and he would stay there. And that's how basically, he's a simple sadhu, Brajapasi at heart. I remember when Radhesh Lal Goswami Maharaj from Radha Vallabh temple had come to Radha Gopinath, he mentioned that he said, Krishna does not make mistake usually. But this time Krishna made a mistake. Like everyone was surprised. Krishna making a mistake isn't Krishna mistake. That's not possible. But then he said, yes, Radhanath Swami Maharaj is a Brajapasi and he's born in Chicago. He's supposed to be born in Brajapum, but he is born there in uh, Chicago. Of course, it is Krishna's will, Krishna's desire, and so he's a very simple person at heart and simple needs he had. One time Maharaj did mention a couple of occasions to Damodar Dularku when he was serving, I was assisting him in serving. Maharaj did mention to him that I am very simple person. I do not need much. I'm more simpler than you. He was making some arrangements for Maharaj at some place. So Maharaj said, I don't need all these fancy arrangements. I'm a simple person. Just leave me like that. Whatever facilities are there for my god brothers, this was in one of the guest houses. So he was making some special arrangements for Maharaj for some hot water or something very simple. He was saying, it's not there for my god brothers. I don't need it. If you want to do it for all my god brothers. So that's always his mood is, even in prasadam serving, even in Radha Gopinath or wherever, that is his always mood. If he is serving him prasadam or anything along with his god brothers, it has to be either the same quality or better for them. Then only he would accept it. Even if the asanas were of different colors or anything was different, which would mean that it's better for him. I remember many times other devotees would tell that he is your guru, he is your spiritual master, you should serve him first, you should give him better. But Maharaj would always say, no, he knows. If he serves me, he will get chastised. So better he serves you properly and better. See, he has that great love and affection for his god brothers. And I was telling about one time when one of the another sannyasis was visiting Govardhan Eco Village and there were no rooms. And I was miserly. I was thinking, okay, if we go to Maharaj and tell that we don't have room for him, so definitely Maharaj will say, okay, give my room. So I told the devotees who were in charge there in Govardhan Eco Village that please do not tell Maharaj, otherwise Maharaj will give his room and I'll be in difficulty finding. So I was thinking about myself, how will I arrange the room and all those things and difficult challenges. And because of that, so the devotees made some arrangements, and one devotee was put in another room which was not that very good. And they were young devotees from Amsterdam. So their young daughter was there. She fell a little sick in that small room, and they came to Maharaj and said, Maharaj, because our room was a little small, so and some dampness was there, she fell sick. So Maharaj came to know about the whole thing, and then he asked the devotees who were in charge of the rooms, so why did you do that? He said, Maharaj, because Vrachandra said that he would not come to you, and so we made our internal adjustment and gave the room to that devotee and that sannyasi. And Maharaj had told them, actually, if there is any room, this Maharaj can stay with me. And I was thinking it will be difficult to serve, and Maharaj has his needs and medicine, and unke Maharaj ko bhi dikkat hogi. So it's not better make some internal adjustments, and we made it. And then when Maharaj came to know about that, he was very, very upset, and he called for me and he said, you have not understood my heart, Chandra Prabhu. I wanted to give all the facilities. I don't need this room at all. Do you think I'm attached to this room? I'm not attached anything to any of these facilities or any of the rooms. You didn't understand my heart better. You would have allowed them to come to me, and then I would have shared the room with that Maharaj, and it would have been much easier and nicer. So that is his always mood, to serve his god brothers, to facilitate, to give preference to his god brothers always. So that's his mood. And he, for himself, he's always been a very, very simple person at heart. Very simple Brajabasi, like that. Interesting episode I was reading from the journey home, where Maharaj first comes to Vrindavan, and of course he met a Brajabasi who receives him, welcomes him. He tells him, I'd like to arrange some prasadam and stay for you. And then the first new episode where he's walking around in Vrindavan, and just read that line. So he's seeing the ambience of Vrindavan, the first darshan. With wide glistening eyes, they gazed at me. He's talking about the cows and the peacocks and others. He's talking about the cows. So the cows gazed at me as if they had always known me. This is Vrindavan cows. Strangely, I felt the same for them. That's what they were saying. He felt the same for them. He's known for them. After more than a year of wandering, I felt that I had finally found home again. So that is his mood, and that's what he is. That is, finally I found home again. So the Vrindavan is his home. Vrindavan is his heart. That is what he is. As Lord Chaitanya would say, more mana Vrindavan. So that's what his heart has always been, and he had that longing desire to manifest Vrindavan. In New Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada had given him that instruction. But somehow, because of that, Maharaj did mention that he raised money also for the different temples in New Vrindavan, but somehow those desires of him could not be fulfilled because of various reasons. So he had that strong desire to manifest Vrindavan. And as Parangapu was explaining how Maharaj manifested Vrindavan, first in the altar of Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir. Those of you have seen, it has so many cows and the Bhattavriksha and the Kadamba tree and the Tamala tree in the backdrop with the cows and deers and everything. And then he manifested in the small little Vrindavan forest. Then he got that place, which was the dump yard in Radha Gopinath courtyard. And then, of course, when we got that land in Govardhan Eco Village, and then that manifested in this beautiful Vrindavan forest where devotees can come, pray, meditate, remember Sri Krishna, and be absorbed in Sri Vrindavan Dham, says His Holiness Shivram Maharaj describes it as like Hridaya Sthit Vrindavan, that the heart of a devotee. That Vrindavan is when it is manifested outside. So that is this manifestation of what we see in Govardhan Eco Village, that the Vrindavan, which is in the heart of a pure devotee, comes out for all of us to meditate upon the Leelas of Vrindavan. So that is what Govardhan Eco-Village is manifestation of Maharaj's Vrindavan in his heart. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Pranavanand Prabhu. You want to add some stories from Vrindavan? You have had so many, you have witnessed to so many stories of Maharaj in Vrindavan with taking many guests in Vrindavan. So you can share some of those. We are not able to hear you. I don't know if you are able to. Are you speaking something? Hare Krishna. Is anyone able to hear him?
No, Prabhuji, we can't hear him.
Oh, okay. Pranavanand Prabhu, we are not able to hear you. We want to go to Vrindavan with you. No, the internet is really bad. I am not able to hear you. Krishna, Krishna, Govind. Anyone able to hear?
No, we are not able to hear.
Very good. Pranavanandaji. Pranavanandaji.
Govardhan Eco-Village, Gauranga Darshan
Pranavananda Prabhu.
sharing one very sweet
Pranavananda Prabhu. Hari Bol. Pranavananda Prabhu, we are not able to hear you. Hari Bol. Pranavananda Prabhu, we were not able to hear you at all. You have to go to a place where there is good signal. Maybe
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we just heard Hare Krishna and can you hear me? Before that, whatever you said went to the ether.
Okay, bro.
Now we can hear you.
Hare Krishna, Broji.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
So
Take us
recently
to
we had
Vrindavan.
a small informal Vyasa Puja with the devotees here at Govardhan Eco Village. So Gauranga Darshan Prabhu was sharing one very wonderful pastime of Guru Maharaj, where once he was on the Yamuna here at Govardhan Eco Village, and Guru Maharaj said to Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, "Did you like this place?" Then Gauranga Darshan Prabhu said, "Maharaj, this is very wonderful." Then Maharaj said, "This is my office." And then immediately Maharaj said that actually this is not my office, this is Vrunde Devi's office and I am her clerk. So this is how the mood of Guru Maharaj is, that he in the mood of servant. And Brachan Prabhu, you can say some pastime about Guru Maharaj's favorite place there. Guru Maharaj would say, "This is my office and this is my chanting place." Can you tell us about that, Prabhuji?
Yeah, that place which I don't know if you have the picture. This is at where the origin of Yamuna Devi, a small little temple of Yamuna Devi is there. One is across the Keshi Ghat, and there is another beautiful picture of Sri Yamuna Devi is there, where the Yamuna river begins in Govardhan Eco Village. So there are three rocks there. So that's where he would say, "This is my office," because he would many times take the guests and devotees and sit there and speak to them. And many times he would honor prasadam also there at that place only. So that's what he would do there. Yes, this is the place, and that's where. So there are 2, 3 rocks on the
Are you able
sides
to
where
see
he
the
would sit.
photo?
Yes, we are able to see it. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, this is Gurudev's office in Govardhan Eco Village. And that's where he usually would sit in the mornings and meet with devotees, his god brothers, and other devotees whom he would give tea. And he would take his prasad on that rock many a times. In GV, of course, that's one thing is, as we have seen over the years, Gurudev's life has been a life for others only, is dedicated for. His whole life is basically revolving around serving. That's his meditation every moment, even though externally also we can see that he does not waste even a moment and where he is not serving. And that's all his thought process all the time, which even materially also somebody can perceive with a material vision. What we can't, we don't know what's in the consciousness or what is in the heart. But even materially also speaking, we will see him always absorbed in some service or the other, meditating or thinking or doing something on how to serve the devotees and give them a wonderful experience in Krishna consciousness. And this Vrindavan, in his office also, he spent many hours chanting and being absorbed and taking devotees and And prasadam and his own personal needs have always been a very, very like a no priority for him, at least. That's what we have seen over the years. It has Radha Prabhu and now Pranavanand Prabhu have been cooking, but then Gurudev have never asked for anything that you should make this for me or you should make. So his idea is whatever is best for me, what is good for my health, just make that and serve me. Otherwise, it's natural for any person. If you have someone who can cook for you, we are ready. Okay, today we should make this. Tomorrow you should make this. Like some devotee even in America asked Gurudev, Maharaj, what would you like to have for the next meal? Maharaj said, I don't think about these things. And in Eco Village also, it is very difficult for him to find where he is in the morning hours to serve some little whatever little milk he would have or something, whatever he would have for the breakfast. So he'll be wherever he is, you have to look for him in Vrindavan, forest, or sometime in Goshala, and sometimes on the road, and sometimes on the construction sites. So that's where he has had his prasadam in every corner of the Govardhan Eco Village. So our task will be, the devotees would be searching where is Gurudev, reach there and give him something or medicine or whatever. See, he's not thinking about himself. When he's focused about doing something, he's just completely focused in his bhajan, in his service to Vrindavan, to Srila Prabhupada and the devotees. So that is his life is all about is service at all times. One time when we were coming back from a program in Radha Gopinath Mandir, Maharaj asked me, so Brajchandra Prabhu, what is your realizations? I was not sure what to say. So I said, Maharaj, I don't know, but seeing your life, I can see that it's all, it's like you're all living every moment for others, and in spite of not taking care of your health even, and just you're spending all your time for serving others and giving for others. So Maharaj said, yes, this is my desire and this is my heart, but somehow my body does not support. I want to do much more and meet all the devotees, visit all the places, but somehow my body is not supporting. So this is what I can do, what I can do. So I was saying, Maharaj, with your age, what you're doing is absolutely not even a young person, because we have seen the schedules. And even materially speaking, we should not see the spiritual master's activities materially at all. We cannot see because we don't know what the consciousness is. But even if somebody just materially analyzes, doesn't have a spiritual vision at all, still if you see just the activities what Guru Maharaj has in a day is very difficult humanly possible for a young man also. And Gurudev, with all his health and poor health and whatever tapasyas which he has done in the past, has taken a toll. The body does take, and having so many disciples and the karma and everything, it does take a toll on the physical level. But still, he's been, the amount of services and amount of absorption and about the bhajan he has is something really, really absolutely unbelievable. One time we were in the car with some devotee, I forgot who was there, and somebody was asking, they were asking Maharaj, when is your birthday? And they were telling Maharaj, your 69th birthday is coming. So I was saying, yes, Maharaj, in India we call it like 69th running. I don't know, in Hindi they say, no, 69th running, Maharaj. So I said, Maharaj, 69th running now, after 69th, like that. So Maharaj said, when you are 69, you do not run with Prabhu. He was just making a fun that when you are 69, Prabhu, you do not run. That's what he was making the point. So with his old body, even materially speaking, he has been extending himself to serve Srila Prabhupada's mission and to serve all the devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Prabhuji, can you
Pranavanand
tell
Prabhu.
that story of devotees walking on the loft of Radha Gopinath, and Guru Maharaj was telling about his austerities and his services in New Vrindavan, and then you told this beautiful story of how Hare Krishna Prabhu asked Guru Maharaj that why didn't you say no to the services? Can you tell that story, Prabhuji? It would be very inspiring.
Yes, I will speak this story, but you also have to share some of the Vrindavan parikramas with the devotees. and share some of the pictures from the
Yes,
Vrindavan
Prabhuji, after
Parikrama.
this.
After this, okay, so you can prepare the pictures which you want to show from the parikramas and share some experience of parikrama which Maharaj is giving to the different devotees. Yes, this is there every Gaur Purnima or Sharad Purnima days. Maharaj would go to the terrace of Radha Gopinath where Tulsi Maharani is there, and the terrace he would go and gaze at the moon and pray, and he would share his realizations. So one time I was fortunate to be there in the group. Four of us were there. Radha Vallabh Prabhu was there, Prem Kishore Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu, myself, and Maharaj was just walking on the terrace with the devotees, these four of us. And many devotees were sleeping on the terrace also, because in Radha Gopinath ashram, many devotees sleep in the temple hall and some sleep on the terrace also. So many were sleeping, and we were just passing across these mosquito nets, and Maharaj was seeing the moon, and he did mention in the next class about his moon and how the same moon which is there now was seeing the witnessing the Rasa Leela. So he was in that mood. And then Maharaj was explaining about uh, Maharaj, of course, did mention that these festivals are an opportunity for us to analyze and see how much progress we have made every year. Like one Sharad Purnima to next Sharad Purnima, one Gaur Purnima to next Gaur Purnima. So devotees should be very analyzing whether I have made progress on the right path or not. So he was mentioning that. And then he was talking about his New Vrindavan stories. Many of us, which we have heard these stories, but I'll just speak what he was sharing that day to us, a few of us who were there. And I was explaining how it was quite intense. The schedules which Gurudev had, almost a couple of hours of sleep, that too also between different offerings. He would have to cook in a kitchen in New Vrindavan, which was on wood fire, and wood would be almost wet most of the time, so it would be very smoke. And there were many big rats in the kitchen. So whenever they would go, His Holiness Chandra Swami Maharaj and himself, they would go. As soon as they would switch on the light, the rats would jump. So first thing that they decided they would do is they would have a stone, and they would throw that stone on the wall so that the rats just run away. And then they would switch on the lights. And any bhoga which is kept there, if it is simply covered with a lid, the rats would just throw that away and spoil that bhoga. So they had to cover it up with stone. If you forget to cover it, there's no bhoga for the offering in the mornings. So that was the situation of the kitchen in New Vrindavan. And of course, winters and taking bath and all those things, we have heard many stories of that, on breaking the ice water and taking bath with that. So with that, Maharaj was worshipping the deities and cooking. And so one of the Sharad Purnima, where the program was happening downstairs, and Maharaj was service in the up. So then after the Sharad Purnima festival in the evening, so they requested Maharaj that you should sing for the pleasure of the deities in the night. And Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, and different bhajans. Maharaj was having his mridangam and he was playing. And that time Maharaj was mentioning that custom was that there would be a curtain, so the door will not be closed. In the altar door would not be closed on Sharad Purnima, because there will be a lot of bhoga and there will be a lot of decorations. So there will be only a curtain which would be covering, and Maharaj would just sitting outside. And there was a known thing there, that anyone who sees, because Krishna is performing his Rasa Leela in the altar there, so anyone who sees that will go blind or die, something like that. There was some conception there that time. So nobody can go in the night time, and nobody can see in that direction. And so Maharaj was given that charge that you have to sing the whole night for the pleasure till the time the devotees come for Mangalarti, and also make sure that none of the bhoga is spoiled by the rats. So I was mentioning this was a great challenge. And I was thinking, Radha and Krishna are doing the Rasa Leela. So how can I just disturb? And I can't see or go inside the altar. So he kept a broom with him just next to him where he was playing the mridangam. And so Maharaj was singing Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna. So Maharaj was just doing it and showing us. And then he would hear some noise of some rat moving. So he would take a broom and beat it on the ground and make a sound and drive away the rat. So Maharaj was saying, but I had to do it in a way that I do not disturb the rhythm. So with very focus, I had to like constantly keep on playing the rhythm with one hand, hit the broom on the floor and drive away the rat. So that was the whole night. It went on like this. And after the devotees came in the morning, then Maharaj went and did worship in the upstairs in the hill. And then they asked him that you have to give the Bhagavatam class. So Maharaj was saying, wow. So that was already not slept, did the Mangalarti upstairs, did puja, and then comes down and gives the Bhagavatam class. And then there were many challenging questions were also being asked in the class. Many question answers were happening. So then, so that's very intense schedules they would have, and very, very meager prasadam, whatever would be there for the devotees in New Vrindavan. And so many austerities devotees had to do there. And at one point, Maharaj was not even allowed to meet the other devotees because they knew that he is a Vrindavan Bhakta. If he tells about Vrindavan, all the devotees would want to go to Vrindavan. So he is not allowed to go to, not to speak about all these devotees to Vrindavan. So he was staying upstairs on a hill, and the other devotees are there down, so that if he speaks about Vrindavan, everyone would get attracted to Vrindavan and they would go. And Maharaj, of course, was mentioning the other time to Gauranga Prabhu, when the topic of Madan Mohan big temple came, that after he left Vrindavan, and I think Radha Dasi, that Australian Mataji, was there in Vrindavan as Asim Krishna Prabhu that time. He gave him Braja rotis and good, and they gave a map of Vrindavan, different holy places to drawings. And so he would say that whatever time he would get middle of the offerings or before the lunch prasadam, he would just take a manasik tour of all the places of Vrindavan, like getting up in the morning from Chir Ghat, taking bath and taking darshan of Madan Mohan, the big temple from there, and going to Radha Vallabh, Radha Raman. So mentally he would do parikrama. He did for years he did, because Maharaj said that fear. He was not sure when he'll go back to Vrindavan, because his authorities had asked him, this is your service, this is the place you cannot, they drew a line, the authorities there, that you cannot cross beyond. So like a Lakshman Rekha, this is your boundary. So he was not sure, Maharaj mentioned that he was not sure whether he'll be allowed to go to India anytime or he'll be able to go. He said, but I did not want to forget Vrindavan. So every day before Prasad, for 20 to 30 minutes, he would do a manasik parikrama of Vrindavan. This is when he was 25, 26 years old, whatever that same year. So he would do a manasik parikrama of Vrindavan, and so that he does not forget these holy people and the holy experience of Vrindavan and these different roads and different places in Vrindavan. He did that for many, many, many years. Of course, Maharaj is mentioning about many other austerities, which all of them, the devotees at that time in New Vrindavan, had to do it. And then Hare Krishna Prabhu was also there with me. So he asked Maharaj, can I ask a question? I said, yes. Maharaj said, how did you all do it? Why did you not say no? Simple. Now somebody tells you this and they feel that the authority is saying that this is too much. You can always have said no. Maharaj said that thought never came to us. This is Prabhupada wants us. They're Prabhupada's representative. Prabhupada is speaking to us. And this is what will please Prabhupada, and we did it. And so there was no question of. So that was the surrender, level of surrender Maharaj had for his authorities there. And then, of course, Maharaj mentioned, concluded, he said, at that night I experienced Rati. And he was like, Maharaj was very emphatically saying Rati. So we thought, I don't know what that is, Rati, or like the stage of devotion. So Maharaj said, Rati means Rati, rat-e. So I was thinking about the rat and singing Jai Radha Madhav. So I said, experience Rati all throughout the night, Rati. So like that, he just laughed over the whole thing. But that's what his schedule and austerities which he had to do during this time. And it's usually the tendency, if somebody goes through such intense schedule, when he becomes the leader, okay, so he also imposes those, okay, I was like this when I was there, when I was the student, then I was like this only, so you should be doing like this. And but he never expected from any of his leaders, any of his devotees whom he was training, whom he raised. He made sure they get all the wonderful facilities, all the wonderful prasadam. Everything was arranged and planned, and that space to serve was given by Guru Maharaj. That was his great kindness of his heart and his love and compassion for all. Thank you, Pranavanand Prabhu. Now, please take us to Vrindavan tour of GEV.
After hearing this Rati pastime, I am remembering one pastime of Gaurang Darshan Prabhu was telling once he wanted to meet Guru Maharaj and he said, Prabhu, let us meet in Man Mandir. And if I get angry on you, then that will be bona fide in Man Mandir. and then they were talking about different pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they were in the Man Mandir. Guru Maharaj generally tells about this Viraha Bhav of Krishna and Sambhog with Radharani, and this pastimes he relates it to Gambhira and Antya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then Guru Maharaj was about to sit, and one devotee said, Maharaj, there are a lot of ants. Then Maharaj said, yes, this is Antya Leela. Then he said, Antya Leela.
Antya Leela.
Yes.
Oh, that was sweet, Antya Leela. Okay. You can tell us some Adi Leela stories.
So, and some tours with Maharaj were very, very amazing tours. We had ones with Madhvacharya Prabhu. We were going with Gurmai was taking around, and we were under Vamsi, but where Cheerghat actually, Cheerghat, where Gurmai was sitting down and he was showing, he took one devotee's torch and he was showing the Krishna. It was dark in the night. And then Maharaj was placing from different angles and telling devotees to take darshan of Krishna who is on the tree. And Guru Maharaj said, wherever you go in this world, please remember that Krishna is waiting for you on this tree. And then Guru Maharaj sat down and he was telling, when I was in Vrindavan, I would sleep in two places. One was on the Keshi Ghat and near Radharaman, and sometimes also near Cheerghat. And then Maharaj said, every day when I would sleep under Cheerghat, I would pray to Krishna very intensely that Krishna, please steal away my false ego as you did of the gopis here. And then Guru Maharaj said, when our service is tinged with any kind of ego, then our service is not pleasing to Krishna. So this would be my intense prayer to Krishna that please take away my false ego. Like that, in that mood, Guru Maharaj was telling us that how important it is that we should not have any ego when we perform any service. We should perform it in the mood of humble servant of servant of servant. And I was hearing from Damodar Prabhu recently in our Vrindavan Vidyapit, where Guru Maharaj, two devotees, you were also sharing that pastime of Karuna Sindhu Prabhu and Jagannath Kirtan Prabhu. They were telling each other that I want to become like Karuna Sindhu Prabhu, and then Karuna Sindhu Prabhu said, I want to become like Jagannath Kirtan Prabhu, and Guru Maharaj said, I want to become like this blade of grass. So this is how Guru Maharaj is actually in that mode of servant and always wanting to serve. And here in Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, on the day of Vyasa Puja, the lecture he gave and the concluding concluding words, he said, my prayer is just to be the servant of all of the devotees in whatever way I can serve. So that has been always the mode of Maharaj. And like you were telling how Guru Maharaj is so simple and always wanting to serve. Here in GV, we would see whenever Guru Maharaj's God brothers come. I remember when Madhusudan Prabhu had come, he's from New York. And when Guru Maharaj went to meet him, Maharaj said immediately, why is Madhusudan Prabhu staying here? He is one of the initial devotees who got connected in New York. So he should be given a better facility. And then Devamrit Maharaj was staying in one place, and Maharaj said, we should immediately shift him to the better facility. So always he's thinking of his God brothers, wherever they are, we should give them a better facility. He's not never satisfied in the way he wants to serve them so nicely. And we would see how wonderful it was with whenever Sham Sundar Prabhu was here, and how much time he would spend with Prabhuji, talking to him and taking prasadam with Prabhuji and hearing all his stories from his experiences with Srila Prabhupada. And it would be so sweet to how Guru Maharaj takes so much time to spend with his God brothers and their loving relationships between each other. Antaraga Prabhu was once telling that one Badrinaran Maharaj was here and he could not get a proper towel. And then Maharaj immediately went to his room and bought the towel. And then Anantaraga Prabhu came and he said, Maharaj, this is your towel. And Badrinaran Maharaj said, no, we already had a good loving exchange and a towel exchange. So like that, he's always ready to serve his God brothers in whatever way possible. Vachan Prabhu, can you tell some other stories of how Guru Maharaj gives importance in serving his God brothers? Some instructions you remember?
Okay, I'll share a little if I remember, but you can show something also, some other tours also you can share. Yeah, I remember one time we were traveling from Calcutta to, I think His Holiness Mahavishnu Maharaj left his body, and Maharaj and His Holiness Bhakticharu Maharaj were there in Calcutta, and we flew from Calcutta to Bombay and then went to Nasik. His body was in Mira Road, so we went to Mira Road first, and then the body was being taken to Nasik Mandir. And so on the we were in the same flight, Bhaktishwar Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, and myself. And so all the while when we would come down from the plane at the airport, I was carrying Bhakticharu Maharaj's bag only. And Bhakticharu was telling, you should carry your Guru Maharaj's bag. I said, Maharaj, no, he'll be more happy if I carry your bag. So Maharaj said, yes, I don't need your help. You should serve Bhakticharu Maharaj. That's what his mood has always been, that I should be, when he is with his God brothers, we should serve them and please them and make them happy. I remember in Rishikesh also. Rishikesh was another place many times Maharaj would go for the very beautiful place, and it's the place where he received the holy names from Mother Ganga. It's a very sweet place. So that he would go for the yoga preaching there. And one time we were staying in that guest house of the Paramarth, and our room was a little far away. And in that Vanaprasth ashrams, which is like 7 minutes walk or something. So, and we had that evening, Maharaj was taking very simple. So we had just made some simple soup and some makhana was there, roasted lotus seeds. So then, and I was carrying one bowl for the soup and one for that in my bag, and brought it there to serve. And that's when one of Maharaj's, not godbrothers, yeah, but in one sense, another, like Maharaj's godbrother, another disciple of Srila Prabhupada's godbrother. So he came, this like Maharaj's godbrother. So he came, and I was like confused. How do I serve? So Maharaj asked them, like, to take some prasad. He said, yes, Maharaj. And I really didn't have much, just some simple soup and makhana. And in that place, difficult to arrange any prasadam there and cooking would have. So he also said, I'm fine. I told Maharaj, this is what we have. So then I was serving them, and I had one bowl. So I gave the smaller bowl to Maharaj and bigger bowl of soup to Prabhuji, who was there, and then little makhanas didn't have any plate or something. A little plate I had only one, and I gave to him, and I gave the Maharaj in that polythene bag itself in which the lotus seeds were there. So then that devotee was also telling Maharaj that while I was serving, that devotee was telling me that you should serve your spiritual master first. That is the etiquette. So Maharaj said, if he knows if he serves me first, he'll get chastised. So it's what he's doing is right. So he should serve you and honor you first. And then, so even though it was a little embarrassing for me, I didn't have much to serve, but Maharaj was happy that we served his god brothers and gave them very nice facility. So that was very nice. Rishikesh, of course, at times Maharaj did stay in one of the guest houses of one of the biggest families in Bombay, and they had a huge, beautiful house, and they have their own personal bathing ghat, Rishikesh, and there is a rock where Maharaj would go and chant his japa in their house, and Maharaj would always tell them that this is my favorite furniture from your house. It's like a very antique house, and Maharaj would say, "This is that rock on the Ganga is my favorite." They've had really nice, like a big bungalow, big huge palace your house, and fancy cushions and seats and all. But Maharaj said, of your house, that rock is my favorite place. That's my favorite furniture in your whole house. and he would sleep on the floor all the while. While he was in Rishikesh, he would not sleep on that fancy bed. So Maharaj would say, as soon as we reach, just put the bed on the bedding on the floor, and that's where he would sleep. So very simply, he would stay. Maharaj, at one time we were coming on the way. Radha Kuntu had come to receive us at the Dehradun airport, and while we were on the way, the devotee family, that family whose house was there, they said somehow some death happened in our family, so we have to go to Calcutta instead of Rishikesh. So Maharaj, we may not be able to come to see you. Maharaj was going to give them the association. They said we will not be able to come. So Maharaj said, okay. And then Maharaj said, okay, so Radha Kuntu, I'm not staying in their house then. If I'm not able to give their association, if they are not coming, so better I stay in some simple place. So I was a little worried, and last minute on the way, we were just half an hour to reach to Rishikesh, and how do I arrange a place, and then where do we cook and all, because their house everything is arranged. There will be servants. There's a big kitchen, so they will arrange all the facilities. I was a little worried and concerned. So I was thinking from my point of view, but Maharaj was saying, no, we have to stay in a very simple place. So you arrange. And then, of course, I spoke to their family, and they said, no, you stay there, and it's possible that we might come for us. So then Maharaj, I just spoke to them again, and they said, yes, it's possible that after the third day or something, the fourth day, they may come. So they did come, and actually, that's where. So finally, Maharaj stayed in that house, but he would just sleep on the floor, go to that rock, chant, and do his sadhana and bhajan and do the programs. So that's what, as you were saying, is a very, very simple person at heart, very simple needs, very simple Braj bhakti, always eager to do even when and grief. So that's his mood. And so, thank you, Pranavanand. Please take Vrindavan. Are you there, Prabhu? Or am I there? I don't know if I am audible.
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu, we can
Oh,
see.
I am there. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yes, we can hear you. I am not able to see the screen. It is saying Pranavanand Das has shared sharing. Yeah, now I can see.
This is the photo when Ambarish Prabhu and Swaha Mataji were here for their Ayurvedic treatment. And then Guru Maharaj was taking them on a tour. And this was around 6:30 in the morning, where we started from Goshala. And then Guru Maharaj, as soon as we went to the Goshala, and there was a pregnant cow. And then Guru Maharaj called Srinandanandan Prabhu and devotees there. And he said, if it gives birth to a boy, then it should be named Ambarish. And if it is a girl, then it should be Swaha Devi, he said. And he was so happy that Guru Maharaj told them to give this name. And then after a few days, a boy was born and they gave it the name Ambarish. So this is how Guru Maharaj honors them, honors his God brothers and God sisters. So very sweet there. And then from there, we went to this place of Kids Zone, where Gaurang Prabhu and Maharaj was showing them around the Raman Reti, which we call it in GV. And then there was one place where there is a zip, a long jula kind of thing. And then Gurmai was seeing, then Swaha Mataji and Ambarish Prabhu were very excited. They said, Maharaj, you have a zip here in GV? And then he said, yes, we have a good zip. And then Maharaj said, Maharaj looked around and he saw me, and Guru Maharaj told, Prabhu, can you show us this zip, how to swing on this? Actually, that was for kids of 4 to 5 years of age. It was very small jula. So I was thinking, how will I do it now? So somehow I thought Guru Maharaj told me, so I'll have to sit on that and show. Then I sat, and then I just took off from one end, and because of my height and weight, it just stopped in between. I went into the sand in between. So then I got up, and I bent my head down and I was walking. Then Guru Maharaj put his hand on my shoulder and said, Prabhu, you need more practice for this. and then we were just I said, yes, Guru Maharaj, I'll practice more. And then Ambarish Prabhu said, I think you should a bit reduce your weight also. I said, yes, yes, Prabhuji, I will do that also. And then we were walking back, and then Guru Maharaj took a cart and we were going back, and suddenly Guru Maharaj, after there is a building called Gokul, and then we just crossed it, and Guru Maharaj said, stop, stop, stop here. And then Maharaj said, off, turn off the vehicle engine. And then the cart person turned off, and then Guru Maharaj said, this is the best place in GV to hear the sounds of different birds. And then as soon as Guru Maharaj told that and everybody was silent, we could hear so many birds. And then we so many times passed through that way, but I have never realized, or many of the devotees never realized, that that is the best place to hear birds. But Guru Maharaj was so conscious, and as soon as Guru Maharaj stopped, so many birds singing we could hear. And that was such a wonderful experience, how Guru Maharaj is so keen in observing the nature around and relishing things. And it was so wonderful to be with Guru Maharaj in all the tours which he takes. And this photo is from one of that tour where we were with Guru Maharaj in Prabhupada's room. So here Maharaj was telling Ambarish Prabhu about this
It's
book
not
which
there
was
now.
gifted by,
We cannot see the
which was
picture.
gifted. I'm just showing you, Prabhuji. This picture with
Oh,
Ambarish
okay.
Prabhu, and how Guru Maharaj explained that this was the same Srimad Bhagavatam, which was given to Krishna Chandra Prabhu's father, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes, yes. By
Yeah, and
Prabhupada
then
himself.
yeah, Srila Prabhupada himself, and he was saying how wonderful it is to be in Srila Prabhupada's room with all the literature. And is it the same typewriter also, Prabhu, which Srila Prabhupada used?
No, 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 no. It's similar typewriter.
It's
It's
similar
similar, not the
typewriter.
same.
So then Guru Maharaj was explaining about this, the story of how this Srimad Bhagavatam set came to Krishna Chandra Prabhu's father, and from there to GV. And then we were going ahead, and Swaha Mataji actually found a small black spot on Srila Prabhupada's cloth. And then she asked Gauranga Prabhu, Prabhu, there is a black spot on Srila Prabhupada's cloth. And then immediately somehow Guru Maharaj heard it. From again, he came inside room and he saw that on Srila Prabhupada's cloth there is a small black dot. And then Maharaj told Gauranga Prabhu, why is this black dot here? Everything with Srila Prabhupada should be perfect, and nothing like this should be there around. And then immediately Gaurang Prabhu called few brahmacharis and he said it should be cleaned. Then Maharaj said, not cleaned, it should be immediately cleaned. So this how much conscious Guru Maharaj was, that immediately everything near Srila Prabhupada should be perfect and everything should be well arranged for Srila Prabhupada. And then we went to Yamuna and they did Aarti there. And then we went to Man Mandir where Maharaj was telling about the story of how he was once in Gambira. Generally, Guru Maharaj compares the temple of Man Mandir to Gambira of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and how he got a chance to be under the temple of Gambira where the real cave of Mahaprabhu was there. And Maharaj was telling that I really wanted to chant and spend some nice time there. And the Goswami ji who was taking us were continuously telling us the story. And then Guru Maharaj said, I was just thinking like this, and the Goswami slept off. And Maharaj said, for 1 hour he was sleeping. And then I could really chant nicely some rounds. And after 1 hour, he got up suddenly. And they were all very much amazed to hear this story. How suddenly Guru Maharaj desired and he slept off, and Guru Maharaj could chant some rounds there. And then we went to Barsana where he told us how Vishwarup Prabhu bought this photo of Srimati Radharani and Krishna because of the services they rendered in Vrindavan, the Barsana I camp especially, and how did it help to bring such nice name and relationship building with the Brajvasis, and how favorable they became to ISKCON, and how nice relationship they have with the devotees there. So this was one wonderful, sweet yatra tour with Guru Maharaj. Rachin Prabhu, would you like to tell something from Vrindavan?
Vrindavan. I was just, when you were telling about Srila Prabhupada's that black spot, I was remembering that the past time which Giriraj Prabhu, I don't know, some of you must have attended that session. He was speaking about when they wanted to place Srila Prabhupada's Murti in the Bhaktivedanta hospital. So they were thinking of putting in some corner or some temple in some side. Like in most of the hospitals you go, they have a temple. Usually they have some prayer room or temple in some corner where people can go and pray. So they were thinking like that. So we'll have Prabhupada's Murti somewhere in the corner or somewhere where people can go offer respect and worship. Maharaj said, no, everything, it should be right in the center where everyone comes and sees. So everything should be centered around Srila Prabhupada. So that's what his mood has been, that everything should be centered around Srila Prabhupada. And Giriraj was mentioning how even the color of the Bhaktivedanta hospital paint was chosen by Maharaj from the color which was there on the first building, which was made in Sridham Mayapur. It was which was chosen by Srila Prabhupada. So he is very, very conscious about what will please Srila Prabhupada and how to keep Srila Prabhupada in the center of all the activities. So that's what his desire has always been. And Vrindavan also, Maharaj has been always very, very simple. He stayed in many years. Guru Maharaj stayed in that Fogla ashram. Some of you have come to the Yatra must have seen. And as soon as you enter on the left side, there was a wing with all very old broken rooms. And that's where Maharaj would stay. For many years, he stayed in that room. And with which had no, now it is all changed. Now they have renovated the whole thing. But previously, those were the poorest rooms in the whole Fogla ashram was Maharaj. One of those poorest rooms with no geyser, no proper light. Those black round switches were there. Some of them were, you have to really push it to work. So absolutely no proper facility at all. That's where he would stay in the yatra. And our room was much better where we would stay. The 7 team would stay were much better. So I was feeling this is, but he was happy and satisfied with that room for many years. And I don't know, but somehow someone told that Prabhupada stayed in that room or something was there, some connection. I forgot now exactly, but that's when. So he was attached and he was saying that this is a simple room and all the Yatra committee would stay there. So I want to stay with the devotees. So that's where I would stay only in that room. And after many years, I think after 5-6 years, then one devotee in Vrindavan, Madhav Gopal too, and myself, we did paint a little bit. But I was thinking that time, it's so bad on our part, we didn't even realize for years Maharaj is staying every year there. And at least we should have spent some money and renovated that room, or the whole distemper was coming out. And so now looking back, I realize what a foolish thing we did. We could have just simply done it and spent some money, and they would, Fogla will be happy. And Maharaj is spending like every year, every alternate year, whenever he's going to the yatras, there 15 days, 10 days. He would go a few days before the yatra and a couple days after. Just feeling so bad. We should have done it, but somehow he never told us to repair it or do anything, and we were also not so proactive and foolish. That's my thing. Somehow we didn't do it. So that's what in Vrindavan also has been very, very simple living. And one time, one of the meetings, Maharaj had come for the VEB, Vrindavan Executive Board. He was part of the Vrindavan management that time. This is many years back, more than 10 years back. And so the day we arrived, I had requested one family to prepare prasadam for Maharaj, and they had made just whatever I told, something simple, light prasadam. They had prepared some nice fancy soup and pastas and few other things, and this is what I brought in front of Maharaj. This is prasad for you. And Maharaj is saying, this is Vrindavan, Prabhu. This is what people in Vrindavan eat. This is all Western food. Get me simple roti and sabji. And of course, then Maharaj took a little of that because the devotees had made it. But then he asked that, get me some simple rotis. And then we ran to the Govinda's town and they were serving rotis, sabjis, whatever little we had. So he honored that. And he always has the heart to take prasadam with the devotees. Brother Gopinath also, whenever his health would permit, he would always want to come down and take prasadam with the devotees. He would, whenever it's possible, whenever his health would permit, even though he may not be hungry, but still he would come down, sit, take prasadam with devotees, hear Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrit. I remember one time when a reporter had come and they were interviewing Maharaj, and it was getting late and 1 o'clock, and it passed 1 o'clock, and then I had to serve prasadam upstairs in his room. Maharaj said, the whole interview I was thinking, when will these go? And I want to go and take prasad with the devotees. He said, it is a million times better. Maharaj used that word. He said, it's million times better to take prasad downstairs with the devotees, hearing Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrit. And then, of course, even in his room also, whenever he is honoring prasadam or he's bathing or doing something, there will be Srila Prabhupada's Katha all the time going on. 24 hours, wherever, either in the early morning, in the bathroom, or wherever he is, whichever room he is, wherever he is in Mayapur, wherever Vrindavan, even if he's bathing or if he's doing something, he's always externally also hearing Srila Prabhupada's Katha. Internally, whatever the bhav is that we cannot understand or fathom, but even on an external platform, I was mentioning before also, he's 24 hours absorbed in Krishna, in Srila Prabhupada, and fulfilling his desire of Srila Prabhupada. So that's what always his mood has been. His mood has been to serve the devotees whatever best. And that's when he said that I put my heart and to giving my lectures. This one line which touched me very much when Giriraj was speaking uh, the other day. He said, in the turbulent time of a disciples, it's the words of Guru Maharaj will help him pass through. So that is our shelter, that is our hope, that is our, what is that, shelter, that's our strength, that Gurudev has given so many hours and hours and hours of Katha, and by the thanks to the technology, it is now there with us in the recording forms. So in the turbulence of a disciple's life, the words of spiritual master Guru Maharaj help him pass through that. And in my little experience also, I have seen in Radha Gopinath, I've seen personally in life of certain devotees who went through really difficult times, but when they took shelter of hearing from Gurudev's lectures, his talks, and it just gave them that strength to come out those difficult situations. So that is our great, great fortune that we have such wisdom, such nectar of Hari Katha filled with wisdom and nectar of his realizations, which are there for us to take shelter of those in our difficult times. That can actually help us and bring us more closer to him and help us to come to closer to Sri Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Pranavanand Prabhu. Want to say something, Prabhu?
One pastime I'm remembering from Mayapur when you were telling about hearing Guru Maharaj's lectures. Like we also see Prabhuji that every day when Guru Maharaj takes prasad, we actually hear Srila Prabhupada's lectures every day. Not even single day we did not see Guru Maharaj hearing Srila Prabhupada's lecture. And then in Mayapur, in ILS time, actually this was the time when Madhav Prabhu had made this speaker with Srila Prabhupada's lectures and the booklet with all the names of Srila Prabhupada's lectures. And then I was there at the time when he was showing it to Guru Maharaj. Maharaj, this is the box in which Srila Prabhupada lectures are coming. And then this is the booklet with it. Then Maharaj said, it's so wonderful. It's amazing. I have never seen anything like this till now. And then Maharaj said, can you get this? Can we get this also for me? And then there was our God Jagannath Prabhu with Maharaj. And then he immediately grabbed the box from his hand. And then Maharaj said, not like this. You should purchase it from him. And he said, no, Maharaj, no, you can take it like this. Not a problem. I can give it to you. Then Guru Maharaj took it. And then almost whenever I would see Guru Maharaj from outside, that time we did not have that close access. We would see him from the corridors walking. Guru Maharaj would always keep the speaker and keep hearing. I heard from Madhav Prabhu that you told him, what did you do to Guru Maharaj? He's not talking to any of us. He's just hearing these lectures from past 3 days. And then after 3 days, Guru Maharaj came back, and then he gave a talk, and he was just passing by. And then that was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's appearance day. And Maharaj gave this ILS talk, and then he said, he did not say, he said that every day Srila Prabhupada would give one lecture, but only on the disappearance day and the appearance day of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada gave 2 lectures. And then how did he find out? He studied the whole booklet and where Prabhupada gave these 2 lectures, and then he was telling that in the class. Later I found out then when I was also trying to study that book. And then Maharaj, while coming back, and Madhav Prabhu asked, Maharaj, can you initiate this box? This does not have any name. Then Guru Maharaj, he keeps his hand on his chin when he's thinking, and he was thinking like this. And he said, actually, I am not very good in giving names. And then Madhaprabhu said, no, Maharaj, your disciples have such wonderful names. You should only give the name to this machine. And then Maharaj closed his eyes and he meditated. And then he said, the first thing which comes into my mind when I see at the speaker is Srila Prabhupada's mercy through his Vani. So Maharaj said, should we call it Prabhupada Kripa? And then 3-4 devotees were there around and they said, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And then Madhaprabhu said, yes, Maharaj, wonderful name. And then now that machine is actually named Srila Prabhupada Kripa. Because
Oh, wow.
Guru Maharaj,
Jai Hari
so
Bol.
I was just at that time thinking that if Guru Maharaj is considering that Srila Prabhupada's mercy is in his lectures, so for us also our Guru Maharaj's mercy comes through hearing and accessing and understanding Guru Maharaj's instructions through that lectures. So that is the way we can really get Guru Maharaj's mercy. So I was thinking, okay, this is an instruction for me that I should hear Guru Maharaj's lecture, and from that Maharaj's mercy comes. And from hearing that and getting inspired from that incident, I actually tried to hear one lecture of Guru Maharaj every day from that time. And then after 1 year, Guru Maharaj got me into his service. So I thought, yeah, this is really Guru Maharaj's mercy coming through his lectures.
Yeah, that is true. This is very
And
sweet and
speaking of
wonderful.
Vrindavan, I am remembering one pastime which happened in last Vrindavan Yatra when Guru Maharaj's health was very bad. If you remember,
Oh,
Vachan
yeah.
Prabhu, and
Yes.
then one day Avatar Leela Prabhu was sharing when he came back, he asked Guru Maharaj, Maharaj, is it because of the weather in Vrindavan or is it because of the dust here? Then Guru Maharaj said, I don't know whether it is because of dust or the weather, but anything which happens in Vrindavan is because of Krishna's mercy, and I am happy with it. So this was
Wow.
very amazing thing to hear how Maharaj is completely dependent on mercy of Krishna and his presence, and how he enacts this pastimes in Vrindavan, and how Maharaj is absorbed in that rather than thinking of reason of his physical illness. It was very
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, that was very nice. Sweet. Yeah, it was. Health was really bad in Vrindavan Yatra. And he was just having stomach upset and cold and throat. And so we were not sure what to feed him. Remember making
Right.
curd rice all the time? We're not sure if we give curd, then cold will increase, but stomach will help. So like a whole confusion is happening. It was very poor health, but still the way he spoke and gave the classes, and so it was very. So yatras, he puts his full heart. And that's what Maharaj did mention many times. That many times I cannot visit many places, and but somehow I put my heart energy so devotees can come to yatra. That's the time they can get my association and hear that. One funny story, I don't know which place was that. One devotee came to Maharaj, Maharaj, I'm not able to come because I'm not getting leaves. You remember that? Who said that?
Yeah, it's in Chicago in Guru Maharaj's where Guru Maharaj would stay, and one devotee while going back he said, yes, Vijay.
Yeah, Maharaj, I'm not getting leaves. So Maharaj picked up a few leaves from the garden and he said, take this, I am giving you the leaves and come for the yatra. Take these leaves but come for the yatra. That's what he's putting his heart energy, soul, and his lectures. And anyway, from humor, I remember one story. One of time there was one program we were supposed to go to Andheri, and that day was Ganesh Chaturthi. So and I was telling Maharaj we should leave early because today is Ganesh Chaturthi, and then there will be crowd, and so we have to go leave early. Maharaj said, "Oh, Ganesh is supposed to remove obstacles, not put obstacles." So why are you saying? That's what his mood. Okay, thank you, Prabhus. Pranavanand Prabhu, you want to say something concluding, or if somebody wants to ask question? If your internet
Once
is
we
good,
were
we
in
would like to see you.
Mayapur. Once in Mayapur, I remember Guru Maharaj, we were having a disciples meet in Raja Sundari Mataji's house. And then Maharaj was speaking
Yes.
about the Leelas of Ganga Mai from Rishikesh to Mayapur, all the different places where Ganga passes. And suddenly he hears this sound of cows from behind, and Guru Maharaj asked, from where is this sound coming? And then Radha Sundari Mataji said, Maharaj, this is coming from Nandanacharya's house. There is a Goshala in Nandanacharya's house. Then Guru Maharaj asked, how many of you know the Leelas in Chaitanya Charitamrita where devotees have hid in Nandanacharya's house? Then Guru Maharaj explained in detail the stories of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda and Advaitacharya hiding in Nandanacharya's house. And Guru Maharaj told at the last, he says, every time when I come to GBC meetings, I also feel like hiding in Nandanacharya's house.
Yeah. So that's what. Beautiful. Thank you, Prabhu. Shri
Thank you very much.
Gopinath Pran Prabhu. Any
Thank you very
questions?
much,
If somebody has any question to be asked, or Pranavanand, do you have anything to show? Some picture you have which you have taken? You want to show something? Meanwhile, while the time you
Prabhuji,
show
you can
picture.
take some questions by that time, Prabhuji.
Okay. By the time you find some picture, Shri Gopinath Prabhu, if somebody has some question. Otherwise, we thank everyone for being here and allowing us to remember Gurudev, which is for our purification.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for your wonderful narration and sharing wonderful instructions from Guru Maharaj. So, like we have been hearing a lot about Maharaj's absorption on the holy name and how he is always attached to the holy name. Right, wherever he is around, we'll always see him, with the chanting beads and whole day and night. He's so much absorbed on the holy name. So, if you can just share some thoughts and for us to inspire and get attached to the holy name.
I remember one time when before the initiations, one of the initiations is many years back, Maharaj we had kept the beads for him to chant in his room, and Maharaj was chanting on the beads and putting the beads on his neck. So after he would take the beads from the stand which was hanging, and he would chant on that and put it in his neck. So like that. So he just came out of his room and he had like a few beads on his, like as garland. He was wearing those. He was chant and put it in his head. He would take one, chant, walk, chant, and put it on his head. So he just came. And then he told me that he has chanted. There was a box which was kept. So Maharaj was putting in that. So Maharaj said, I have chanted on those beads and you can take them. So while I was coming out of the room with the box of the beads, Maharaj said, oh, this is what I like to do, Prabhu. When I am alone, this is what I like to do. So that's what his heart is. That's what he was telling, that this is what he likes to do when I am alone. It's just chant on the beads. And he did mention to one time to Jana Nivas Prabhu, they were discussing, I don't remember exactly, but Maharaj mentioned that he has a deep desire and longing to see Srila Haridas Thakur chanting. That's his desire. And we all have seen, those who've seen in Radha Gopinath, in the morning program, whatever, late night, whatever, wherever he would come for the program, but he would come. If health permitting, he would come to the temple hall, sit in the fixed place and chant his rounds very, very attentively every day. Whenever he is in Radha Gopinath fixed place, he will sit there and chant. And whenever he is out from his room, he will always have his bead bag. I don't think so. We have seen any picture anywhere Maharaj has gone and he doesn't have the bead bag with him. So bead bag is always there. Oh, this is very sweet. Wait, what was the picture? You just went off the screen again. I don't know. It just came and flashed on the screen and went back. Pranavanand Prabhu.
It was when Guru Maharaj had this intense backache, but still he
Oh,
was coming in
yes.
for the Mangal Aartis and sitting down and attending the Mangal Aartis.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very easy. You just lie down and just in the room and attend. But he was making sure he would sit on the chair and attend the Mangal Aarti in spite of many late night programs. So that's Pranavanand Prabhu, you want to add something about the holy name?
just before my initiation, I remember one very instructive pastime which happened. I was with Radhesham Prabhu, and Guru Maharaj called Radhesham Prabhu, and then I had a bottle and shawl of Radhesham Prabhu with me, so I went along with him, and Guru Maharaj asked him to sit. Radhesham Prabhu sat. Then I also sat beside Radhesham Prabhu, and then as soon as we sat, one Mataji came and she asked. महाराज मेरा चैंटिंग अच्छे तरीके से हो नहीं पाता है. She asked in Hindi. Then Radhesham Prabhu translated it to Guru Maharaj. Radhesham Prabhu said, Maharaj, she's saying that she's not able to chant very nicely. Then Maharaj closed his eyes and he became very grave, and he told Prabhuji that tell her to serve Vaishnavas wholeheartedly and please them. Then Prabhuji translated that Maharaj बोल रहे हैं कि आपको वैष्णव सेवा अच्छी तरीके से करना चाहिए. Then Maharaj said and then try your best. And then फिर महाराज ने बोला कि फिर आप अच्छे तरह से वैष्णव सेवा करिए, फिर आपका पूरा प्रयत्न करिए सेवा करने का. Then the Mataji said, thank you Maharaj, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj, and she left. And then Maharaj closed his eyes and he said, whenever we are serving Vaishnavas with love and pleasing them, with whatever apparent faults we are doing our sadhana, Krishna will accept it. And then Guru Maharaj closed his eyes and he was showing Prabhuji, like he was holding his bead, like he was holding his bead, and then he said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. If we are chanting like this and offending Vaishnavas or displeasing them, Krishna will be least interested to hear our chanting. Like Guru Maharaj said, and it was so instructive with full gravity. Guru Maharaj told this point that whatever apparent faults or mistakes or shortcomings we have in sadhana, but if we can serve Vaishnavas properly, then Krishna will be pleased. But if we are not serving Vaishnavas, but we are trying to do our sadhana and we are proud about it, then Krishna is displeased. And then I was just expecting more nectar from Guru Maharaj, and one brahmachari told, you go out from here. Then I picked up and go away. So I could not hear what happened rest. So this is what I heard just before my initiation. So I was thinking it was so amazing, very special instruction, very wonderful mood which Maharaj showed, that Vaishnav Seva is very important. Yeah.
Wow, this is beautiful. This is absolutely amazing. The connection and with the holy name.
Thank you.
True.
We have couple
Thank
of
you very much.
We have couple of
Yes,
questions.
Krishna?
Okay, if you Gopinath.
Yes, true.
Yeah, I would request all the devotees whoever wants to ask any questions or bring out some reflections, please raise your hands so that we will know that you want to share.
There is one.
Prabhu, one devotee is asking, how is Guru Maharaj's health?
Maharaj's health is fine, Prabhu. He's doing okay. He's doing okay. Pranavanand Prabhu, if your internet is fine, can you switch on your video if your internet is good now?
Prabhuji, I have switched on my video, Prabhuji.
Oh, acha, I don't know. How do I see it? Okay, I'll see what to do.
I will put him on spot.
Okay.
A couple of questions, Prabhuji. Like one
Yes,
question
Prabhu.
that like now we see the similar box of Guru Maharaj's lecture available. Does that have any connection? There may Pranavanand can answer.
Actually, I know something which happened in Mayapur. Once Guru Maharaj was walking from his GBC meetings, and two of Guru Maharaj's god sisters told Maharaj, we are so happy and we are getting so much nourishment from your lectures, from your speaker. Then Guru Maharaj said, is there any speaker with my name? Guru Maharaj never knew that he has that lecture box on his name. And Guru Maharaj told, this is the first time I am hearing that there is a speaker on my name. And Maharaj was laughing, hearing. Then Mataji took out from her purse and he wrote Guru Maharaj. Then Maharaj was wondering from where it came and who made this. So it's all very, very what Guru Maharaj never knew about that speaker. We should have told him, Prabhuji.
Yeah, we should have told him actually. But anyways,
There is one more question, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
For Chandra Prabhu. So one devotee has sent, Prabhuji, that sometimes we give letters to like Brachandra Prabhuji, and we pour our heart to Gurudev because he's our loving father. And then this devotee is asking, does Guru Maharaj get a chance to read those letters?
Oh yes, Prabhu. He reads,
Yeah.
goes through all his letters and emails. He does not reply to most of them, but he does read all his emails and all his letters. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes he reads it quickly. Sometimes it takes few days, but he does read it. Like sometimes in the car travels, he takes and he puts all his letters. Sometimes in flights, he takes all his letters and he reads on the way. So he does read and see through all. But replying, no. So Maharaj has told, I have get so many letters and emails. Something which is urgent and critical, he does reply. Others, he accepts and reads all the letters. So that's for sure.
Thank you.
Sudhir Gopal
I
Prabhu,
was
can you,
I was
Sudhir
hearing
Gopal,
one lecture of Guru Maharaj, Prabhuji, and Maharaj was telling about Rup Sanatan and how they would write lot of letters to Lord Chaitanya.
Oh yeah.
And Lord Chaitanya actually did not reply to many of their letters. And Guru Maharaj said, when I read this, I feel I am in Parampara.
Yeah.
Sudhir Gopal Prabhu, can you unmute Nishant Prabhu?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
unmute Nishant Prabhu?
Yeah, he's on. Yes,
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Always to Srila Prabhupada, always to.
That was Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful association. It's a nectar for us staying in Bangalore. We never have had the direct association with Maharaj. We have been in Kartik Yatra and we have seen from far. So nice to see to hear the personal pastimes of Maharaj. Prabhuji, one question I had was that I have heard that in this lockdown situation, Maharaj is in Chicago for last 9 months or so, all alone by himself,
Yes.
writing a book on
Yes.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and there is nobody serving him, and he is relishing that. But
Right.
just curious that how he's he's just now crossed 70 and all by himself, and no servicing for him. So how things are being managed for him, Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
There's one family which stays nearby, so they supply sometimes the ingredients, everything, but otherwise he's making, usually Maharaj was mentioning in one of his classes also, that he would sleep early in the night and get up really early around 2:30 in the morning and do his chanting, Mangalarti and everything he does, Guru Puja, and then he's working on his writing, and of course many emails, many phone calls, and many devotees left, so he has been busy with all that also. But he's definitely, yes, he's focusing his time on writing. Before that, he was, till the last month, he was giving many classes in the India, in the West also, to many like important events he did. But now he's taking time off to write some things about yatra and different books. So that's what he's doing now. And but he's doing all his things by himself, all his washing, laundry, cleaning the house, everything that he's doing. But I remember one of the meetings where Maharaj was telling, he was thinking, Maharaj said, now I know how much a housewife has to do. Maharaj was telling all the counselors, you should also assist your wives and see how much and it takes to take care of the house. But Maharaj was saying, this is what the gopis do. So this is what Maharaj was saying. I meditate upon these small little things, cleaning the house, serving the cows, washing the pots, washing the clothes. So if you do it in that mood, this is Krishna's house, Krishna's temple. It's like in the mood of Vrindavan. That's what Maharaj was mentioning, that he's doing all these things. And he said he's happy doing that little small things. Eating simple food, making some khichdi and honoring that. Yeah, of course, we all pray and desire that somebody can be there, but then with the corona situation and everything, he preferred that not many people are around, and so that's why he's keeping distance and he's doing things by himself. And health is good. That's what Maharaj did mention.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Anyone else? One last question if somebody has. Pranavanand, you want to show something? You have some more photos? Or you want to say some concluding words?
Yes.
Anyway, till the time, okay. This is the best photograph you have taken. This is the success of your having a mobile phone is to get this picture of Gurudev meditating on Sri Madan Mohan. This is the perfection of having a camera on the phone. This is very special. Gurudev in his meditating on Sri Madan Mohan. So he has
This was his actually
manifested
the
Sri
special
Radha.
very favorite place of Guru Maharaj, no, Prabhu?
Yes, meditating on Sri Madan Mohan Dev. When he was in Vrindavan, he would sleep on the Chir Ghat, and the first darshan he would have was of Madan Mohan. When he would bathe in Sri Jamuna Ji, he would from Chir Ghat he would get darshan of Madan Mohan. This whole thing. So this has always has been very special place for him. So Pranavanand, you can conclude, but I would just like to thank all the devotees for allowing us to remember Shri Gurudev and speak. And both of us seek all of your blessings that we can serve on behalf of all of you. And as the scriptures and as Srila Prabhupada also explained, that physical proximity does not entails any that the person is spiritually advanced, or is just the mercy of the Guru Maharaj and the advanced devotees. Prabhupada said the mosquito is the closest to me, but what is he doing? Is sucking blood and not doing anything. So we seek the blessings of all of you, because the one who is serving physically close can also be the one who has the potential to do offend most and trouble most. So therefore we sincerely seek the blessings of each one of you. Please pray for us, so that on behalf of all of you, you all have good intentions to serve. On behalf of all of you, we can serve. And it is, I was hearing this morning one lecture of Maharaj was mentioning the love for the spiritual master. I was talking about this point of love for the spiritual master, and he was mentioning actually that how when somebody has love for spiritual master, he leads his life in a way to follow his instructions of the Guru, and also presents himself so that he keeps the name of his spiritual master. Because Maharaj was mentioning in that talk that if a disciple does anything wrong or any politicizing or anything, he is bringing ill name to his spiritual master and the parampara. So it is a great responsibility as disciples to be very, very careful in our behavior, because the whole world is seeing us as disciples of Maharaj, and any of our wrong act will bring ill name to him and Srila Prabhupada and Sri Krishna. So it is our earnest request that please pray so that we can serve him in the right consciousness, in the right mood, which is most important. It was just very beautifully Giriraj Prabhu put it this 2 days back, that Maharaj told him that never ever be a part of politics. And what does that mean? Maharaj said that any act done with selfish motivation, any act done with selfish motivation is actually being indulging in politics. So be very, very careful. So these wonderful nectarian instructions are there in his lectures. So we all have an equal opportunity to take shelter of those in advance. So whoever takes shelter of those instructions and sincerely practices definitely more closer to the spiritual master. It's only a matter of consciousness. It's not that one who is physically there is more closer to spiritual master. No, you can be close, but if not tuned in, we will be furthest from the spiritual master. And somebody may be staying very far who has even met rather than the initiation, but if they are following the instructions and are focused in fulfilling his desires, they are definitely much, 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 much closer than those who are near the spiritual master. So seeking all your blessings and prayers. Pranavanand, please say a concluding thank you or
Hare
whatever you
Krishna
want to
Prabhuji,
say
thank you
something.
so much, all devotees from Bangalore, and I have no qualification to speak with Brajendra Prabhu. He is very senior, but still, because Prabhuji has ordered me, I have just, I thought of not speaking, but and my internet also supported me for some time, but then later it started working, so I had to tell something, and please forgive me for my
Krishna's
audacity
desire.
with Brajendra Prabhu.
No, no.
And
No,
always,
thank
please
you.
pray for me that I will always be with Brajendra Prabhu in service of Maharaj. This is the greatest blessing I can get from all devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you, Sri
Krishna.
Gopinath Pran Prabhu. Thank you, Sudhir Gopal Prabhu. I have troubled Sri Gopinath Pran through a lot, so my again humble apologies in front of everyone
Hare Krishna.
to him. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Brajchandra Prabhu and Pranavananda Prabhu, thank you very much. You have been so kind upon us that you have taken out your valuable time and given your association, not just the association, the mood of Maharaj also, you have make us understand. So we would request that you come very often and help us like this, because we have no other hope, no other shelter. Only you, devotees like you, can help us. And I also thank all the devotees present here who have logged in and given such a wonderful audience to these two wonderful devotees, jewel-like devotees. And we look forward to your association and again very often, very soon.
Hare. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you
Thank
very
you very
much.
much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
So
Krishna.
Really
devotees
appreciate
can, Sri Gopinath Pran Prabhu, our devotees can join the Radhanath Swami Nectar group, in
Yes.
which regularly we are having these sessions about glorification of Guru Maharaj.
Yes,
So
yes.
that would be very nice if all the devotees who are present here can join that group also.
Sure.
Yeah.
We will.
You can send the link.
Yeah. We will
Yes,
send
yes,
it.
Prabhuji. I'll see Gopinath Pran Prabhu. You can send the link across to the devotees here.
Yes, Prabhu. I will do that.
I will just do it if devotees can wait.
Yeah, you can
I'll
do
just,
it in the.
send
Yeah.
the link, and the devotees who are not there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just do it in the chat box right now.
Yeah. Please.
Great.
We are
Thank you
really
very much,
grateful,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji. Like you are inviting so many beautiful speakers, like, and we get to hear from so many devotees.
Brajchandra Prabhu is doing that. Brajchandra Prabhu's guide.
We are thankful to both of you, because like as you have already mentioned, like how Guru Maharaj really appreciates serving his god brothers. So we have also hope and like little bit of aspiration that we can also serve our god brothers, senior god brothers, and also right Maharaj god brothers in whatever we can, so that we can be of little be pleasing to Guru Maharaj in some way or other. Thank you very much.
Hare
Please
Krishna.
pray for us.
Brajchandra Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
just one small thing I am remembering. Whenever Guru Maharaj would go to Juhu, then this year also they were asking Maharaj, do you have any personal instruction? Can you please tell us how do we please you? Then Guru Maharaj was telling that if you please Braj
Net gone.
Hari Prabhu, then that is pleasing to me. That is my instruction, that you please Braj Hari Prabhu. So this
Yeah.
is then actually Guru Maharaj is very much pleased when we serve our local authority and the local GBC very wonderfully, and if they are pleased, then Guru Maharaj is also pleased.
Yeah. True. Thank you. Very beautiful concluding words. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo
Sindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
namo
Once again, we are thankful to Gopinath Pran Prabhuji for
Hare
facilitating this. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank
And
you. Thank
Brajchandra
you, Prabhu.
Prabhu ki
Hare
jai.
Krishna. Hare.
Pranavananda Prabhu ki jai.
Bangalore Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
thank you.
Jai.
Good, Prabhu.
Thank you very much.